also delivering more than 25 million masks. Ordered this last week, 25 million masks to over 60,000 food pantries, soup kitchens, community health centers all across America, helping protect some of our nation's most vulnerable people. These are all necessary steps to helping the economy rebuild. Necessary steps, not only steps. It's enough to build back to where we were before. We need to build back better. And I think all of us know how to do that. We remember what happened in the States back in 2008. Hundreds of thousands of jobs disappeared every month in that Great Recession. And we passed the Recovery Act. We provided state and local fiscal aid. We sent funding to your school districts to help save over 300,000 education jobs. We provided middle-class tax relief. We invested in the future, rebuilding roads and bridges, making the biggest clean energy investment in history and the single biggest investment in infrastructure since Eisenhower's interstate highway program. And we created in the process, you all created in the process, over hundreds of thousands of good-paying jobs. Now, economists tell us it saved us from a depression. Well, that's the approach I think we need to take today. But there's one big difference. We need to be more ambitious right now. The greatest risk from all the major economists, from Wall Street to overseas to the major think tanks, is that we don't do enough of what is needed. It's where we do too little. You know, in every one of your states and territories, red and blue, millions of Americans are hurting badly. We see it in ways that we've never expected in America. 400,000 small businesses gone in an instant, gone. People who thought they had secure jobs out of work due to no fault of their own. The difference here is people are hurting through no fault of their own. Lines miles long in your states. People who never, ever, ever, ever thought they'd ever have to worry about going hungry, waiting for someone to put a box of groceries in their trunk. Women's participation in the workforce, you all know this, is driven to its lowest level in more than 3 decades. So many women are facing the devastating choice between a paycheck and care and education of their child. Our cities and towns have shed 1.3 million jobs since just last March. Educators, nurses, cops, firefighters, other essential workers. The economic toll of this pandemic continues to tear through our country as brutally as the virus itself. And so we need to comfort the economic, we just have to step up. The economic toll we have to address with the same aggressiveness and seriousness of purpose as we do the virus. And that's what the American Rescue Plan does. Instead of chasing COVID-19, it allows us to get ahead of it with more testing, supplies, vaccinations. It gets our kids back to school safely. Many of you are already doing that, so students can catch up in learning they've lost, and parents can finally catch a break. The American Rescue Plan finishes the job of getting a total of $20,000 in direct payments to people. Getting direct relief to people is a lifeline for them and bumps our economy in a higher gear. And there's more to the American Rescue Plan, and much more it will do. Provide flexible aid to your cities and states to help essential workers stay in the job and essential services keep going. It provides rent relief, food and nutrition, assistance to millions of children and families facing hunger. And the American Rescue Plan also expands access to affordable child care that's going to enable parents, particularly mothers, to get back to work. It provides assistance to mom and pop small businesses that are the engines of our economic growth and the glue of our communities. And it covers the cost of paid leave for businesses whose workers are sickened by COVID-19, and it fills an important gap in our nation's safety net that helps reduce the spread of the virus. I could go on. I'm probably already going on too long, but you know a lot of it already, because the plan was created to include many of the things you have individually and collectively asked me for in recent conversations. The bottom line is the American Rescue Plan meets the moment. An analysis by Moody's estimates that it will help the economy create 7 million more jobs this year alone. And it would be on the way to another 18 million jobs, Moody's estimates, would be created over the next 4 years with our Build Back Better recovery plan. Look, what we do now will determine whether we build from a position of strength, whether we lose years of sluggish and unequal recovery. And the only way to contain this pandemic and help the American people as quickly as possible is passing the plan as quickly as possible. The vast majority of the American people from both parties support it according to the data. I'm grateful that many of you, Democrats and Republicans, have expressed support as well. We are not the type of nation that can or will stand by and watch our people suffer needlessly through no fault of their own. It goes against our conscience. It goes against sound economics. It's not who we are. We're people who know that there's nothing we've ever failed to do when we've set our mind to doing it. So let's get this done. I've gotten over 400 mayors contacting me to get this plan passed. A lot of you have moved to do that. Send millions of Americans, wherever they live, whoever they voted for, a strong message that help and hope are on the way. We can do this. And I hope that Jill and I, as I said, can welcome you all to the White House for next year's meeting.